Welcome, you pedal people. A fun video. I love delays. It's probably one of my favorite videos to do because I don't have to do that much. I go ping, and then the thing goes ping, 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 ping. So, Universal Audio has pedals. They have loads of please. They have please. They have plugins that you can buy when you buy the audio interfaces. And I mean, how simple? We just make like an AD converter with a couple of knobs, and then we just throw the same software in there. Is what you would think, is what I would think, and we might be semi-right, but they are such nerds when it comes to the tiniest details. Apparently they don't do, oh, we want it to sound like this, so we're gonna program something that sounds like that. They do component modeling, meaning, if I understand this correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, they take a thing, let's say a delay pedal that they want to model, and they disassemble it. They measure the transistor that's in there, number one. They pump loads of stuff through it, and then they build a little piece of software that models that transistor. And then they take the next little name of a component. I'm a guitar player, what the fuck do I know? And then they model that, and then they model that, and they model that. Now, if they connect all those software pieces, hypothetically, what comes out in the end is 100% exactly what the analog equivalent is doing. I think that's the idea. So for years, they had, for example, the EP34, the Echoplex. Now, I didn't know too much about tape delays and all that stuff. Their version of the Echoplex, to me, was the one that I used if I wanted classic rocky sounds, if I wanted stuff that drives and distorts, because that tape was very easy to drive into overdrive. The dirty tape stuff. I used the RE201, the Roland Space Echo, to bits. That was one of my main plugins, and still is, that I use on loads of stuff, even on vocals. It's such an amazing plugin. Apparently for the Starlight, oh, by the way, that's a Starlight, the tape echo that they did, thank you, Leslie, the EP3 isn't any of the plugins that they did. I mean, the plugin, yeah, okay, they have, and it's great, but the people behind it, which I think is Tore and James Santiago, they were like, no, we're gonna find the Echoplex that like is the best one ever, and then I found one that makes them very happy, which means the next one could be different again, and then they modeled that. So they started from scratch, apparently. So that's in there. Then there's, by clicking down here, an Analog DMM. It's based on a classic box that does analog delay, meaning the beautiful modulation and round-offedness in the top. Now, precision is something you might not know from some kind of hardware, and probably something highly overlooked. It's Universal Audio's own precision delay / modulation, which most of us in the software, even though I think it comes with the UA platform, don't use, because we have all these cool ones. We've got the Space Echo, we've got all the... But it's phenomenally good. How do I know that? Well, in the aux, that's what's in there. And I use that quite a bit for my delays in videos. I just hit a button over there, which was added to the aux software 2 years after it came out. Way too late, Universal Audio. So many people write under my videos, what was the delay? You pushed a button. What happened? Where did the delay come from? What's built in the aux? And it's the precision delay. That is now in here. And this green thingy is something you get when you use the app on the PC or Mac. Looks like this, by the way. It's very simple. To register your pedal. You can also use Bluetooth. So there's a little button back here on the pedals to pair with your device. Now, that tells me that they have big plans. It tells me that this app will be used to load more algorithms that you can possibly buy for a shit ton of money, because it's UA, nothing's cheap. USB-C, that is freaking awesome. That is what a modern device should have. No mini USB, micro USB. This is how you do it. You do it also all top-loaded. And how beautifully done with those ins and outs on top of each other. Absolutely, like, exemplary. Well done, UA. The whole build of this is ridiculously nice with soft clickies and all that stuff and the beautifully machined aluminum. However, when I talked to Benny and Roland from UA, they were like, we don't know what they're doing with the... there might be more stuff, there might not be. We have no idea. They could be dirty liars and they could know but not tell me because of... I don't know. Because they're bastards and they don't want to tell me. Or they really don't know. Or UA gave this USB-C, built an app, built an iPhone app, gave it Bluetooth, just in case. Okay? The aux has all this tech. It could have loads of functionality, but so far there's only been one update. So who knows what's coming? But the architecture to stuff coming is there. That's all I'm saying. So, when you long story short, when you register it, you get an additional algorithm. And I'm so happy that the one that they did is the Cooper Time Cube. I use the Cooper Time Cube as my vocal delay for years. It's such a great box, and based on some old thing that was in Iraq. It's beautiful, or Iran. It's in Iraq. I know, okay? I'm funny. And it's got this beautiful filter, all the low shit out. It's got an amazing high pass filter, and that's really what clears up the whole mix. Great thing. So what you have in here is the EP, analog delay, the precision, and the Cooper Time Cube, and nothing else. There might be more later, but they are saying, we don't know. The bastards. Then you have, technically, and I'm going to put a whole screen thing there so you can see what's happening technically. Technically, you have delay time, which can be tapped. You have feedback, we should understand that. And there's a mix with a kill drive function somewhere. Divisions. And most of this stuff sounds kind of mono. I mean, because all the stuff that was modeled was mono. But, and we're going to see how stereo it sounds, but I don't think very. But as soon as you go to these, then you have a quarter note and an eighth. Is that it? No, quarter note and dotted eighth. And a quarter note and an eighth. Then they become ping-pongy if you have it set up in stereo, which of course I have. There's color, which changes the color of the LEDs. Don't believe stuff I say, people. I don't know, we'll find out. And Maud is Harold's wife. Slade, that's why I'm like this. Get it? Harold, Maud, spelled differently. Universal Audio is paying me for this. They said, we don't care about the sounds. We don't care about anything. Don't even film the damn thing. Don't even play something. Just make you hilarious jokes. They're paying me for the humor. Leslie, can you believe that?
No.
No? Okay. The setup is a bit different today. I could go, of course, into amazing amps, but because of the stereo-ness, I'm going the easy route. I'm going into the Mako ACS1 from Walrus Audio, a really, really good amp simulator on the table right here, with right now just a Fender Deluxe reverb. And going straight into the thing that you can't see, the X4, of course, from Universal Audio. They're not paying me for that. They're paying me for this. That sounds good. I'm fine. You don't even have to turn the pedal on. Sounds good. Oh, wait. What? This guitar is blue. Matches the thing. The thing is, of course, delay themed because you have everything several times. Obviously. The shirts are always themed. This is the Nick Johnston Schecter that just showed up at my door without me even really knowing. Wenge Nick. It's a custom shop guitar, and oh my god, I am madly in love with it. They're never getting that back. I might have to pay money for this. What am I playing? So, we turn this on. We're on the EP. And that looks like so. So, try to... Oh, let's do this first. Let's look at the delay times of the different algorithms. Echoplex up to 700 milliseconds. The analog up to over 1 second of analog. That's ridiculous. The precision up to 1.5 seconds. And then the Cooper Time Cube up to 2.5 seconds. There you go. Here is the first algorithm. We can see on the ABC switches that it's got different wear and tear on the tape. And time repeats dry wet is the same. And color all of a sudden doesn't do color. How do we remember all this stuff? We'll talk about that in the My 2 cents. That's record level, but that's important to get it to drive, which is one of the great things of the Echoplex. And then wow, flutter, and splice are all the stuff of the tape delay, which you control kind of with one parameter. You don't really have access to individual stuff there. But why would you if it sounds that great? And, I'm sorry, gotta say this. Andy from Reverb, or Andy Demos, Andy Martin, compared it to his actual Echoplex. I can't do this. I have this, which is the Echofix EFX2, a real tape delay that's kind of built on the idea of being a new, more reliable version of a Space Echo. But what's the point in comparing these? It's not doing the same thing. And also, I don't care how close it sounds to the original. I'm sorry, James and Tora, I really don't give a flying rat's ass if it sounds like a real Echoplex. You know what I care about? Does it make me happy when I play? Is it usable? Is it easy to set up? And when I use it in a track, do I create amazing music? Obviously, the answers to all those things are yes. So I don't give a shit if it's actually an Echoplex. If it's good, it's good. So you people on the forums, stop talking about how close it is. Just freaking use it. So yeah, it does all that stuff that an actual tape would do. In case you wanted to know. So let's see. Actually, let's go stereo. Come Let's take that sound and let's push the input. could do that frickin' all day. I'm so sorry. I have tears in my eyes. No shit. I wanna play this all friggin' day. Wow. What? This is why we buy this. Not because you need it. Not because you're gonna be on the biggest stage in the world. Go. No, because you're like. That's why. Moving on. Yeah. So you can do that, and then of course you do the clickies. And let's do this. You do the clickies right here, and then we're on used and warm. Compared to. A little bit more wobbly. And then dark and worn. You can hear where the splice in the tape is because there's a little blip. It's not a mistake. That's deliberate crap. That's awesome. Now, obviously, you can make that more subtle. So, bliss would be to put a little bit of lead on that and use that for the most amazing solo delay. Okay, that works. How about some ambient stuff? We're still on algorithm 1. That drive is coming from the Starlight. My overdrive is off. Now go right ahead and tell me again that digital sounds cold and sterile and can never replace analog. Yeah, screw that. That alone is worth more than the thing is. It's $3.99, and if all you want is that, then holy crap. I'm literally tearing up a bit. We're moving on to the analog thing, for which the interface looks like so. Time repeats, dry, wet, all that stuff. We got the division, we got the input gain again. Same thing in modulation depth. Nothing changed except that the ABC switch now is doing vibrato, chorus, or off. We're going to start with off. And that was off on the pedal. Very different kind of feel. This will not do anything now. How do I know? Look at the little red light. Roxanne! Get it? Look at the little red light. Roxanne! I don't know.
You woke me up.
Jesse, you're not supposed to sleep. You're supposed to follow the amazing video that I'm doing for the Starlight. You know? Look at the little red light. Roxanne! A spit. So when a parameter doesn't do anything, but in this case modulation is off, this will blink to show you, don't turn the knob! Roxanne. It's very driving because I had the color up, which in this case, of course, is input gain. Why name it color? I mean, 2 out of 3 algorithms do input gain, so why color? Even if with that much input gain, it feels like the actual guitar signal is drowned out. You want more usable sounds? Screw you! Here we go. Usable sound. in stereo. It's just all, I mean, I can bitch about no MIDI and all that stuff all day long, but oh my god, the sounds! Oh yeah, there's also modulation on this. If that's your thing, turn the modulation on. Vibrato. No, I'm sorry. That's I forgot to say the Starlight's completely unusable and what the crap. Obviously, don't go there unless you're crazy. Crazy. And here we got chorus, which is of course the better kind of modulation. Move on to the precision, which again, without modulation, that's relatively easy to remember. But now the color is doing treble and bass. How it's doing that at the same time, who knows? So time, delays, same thing again. And then the modulation knob is doing, I mean, you see it right now, rate, depth, and feedback. All at the same time. So pretty much it's just doing way more modulation on all the knobs up and all the knobs down. Okay. So we could say that's maybe like a digital delay. Yeah, that's a digital delay. Keys don't matter. It literally does more bass and treble at the same time and then less to the left. And it's got 2.5 seconds. With flanger. Or chorus. You could possibly get a little bit of chorus happening there. With very short delay times. Okay, and hey, Cooper Time Cube, way cool. That's filter off. And we're going, well, bass and treble, okay. Because no way to remember that, because a week after you got the pedal, if you haven't looked at this, you don't remember that stuff. Oh wait, I was wrong. The precision didn't have the 2.5 seconds. The Cooper does have it. So the really cool thing about the Cooper Time Cube, the really cool thing about the Cooper Time Cube is that it's got a high pass filter. So we're gonna click it into filter 1, so mid filter. And then loads of filters. And that means it will not get in the way in a mix. So even on mid, if I'm doing some pretty leads, see, it gets very much out of the way. context, the delay is still fully there. I think it's the same effect, but much easier to mix because it's not trashing your mix. Let's go major there. So you have all the really cool delay stuff, but your guitar has a lot more space to breathe, which is awesome. That's why I love me some Cooper Time Cube. I've used this for years, and now I've got it in the pedal. Yay. More gain. Oh, if I like this, hold this thing down, this thing will flash, bam, and then I can go and on this side set up whatever I want. I can set this thing up with all this and all this. Which brings us to let's do some pitching. On the other two pedals, this is an instant preset switch. On the Starlight, it ain't, as they say somewhere. Because this is also a tap tempo. That means if you just click it, it will obviously do tap tempo. So when you want to use it or misuse it as a preset switch, you have to hold it in, which means that you cannot get an instantaneous preset change. Bugs me a little bit, okay? So, but okay, that's a compromise. It doesn't have MIDI, they say, because it only has one preset, so why do you need MIDI for that? Okay, but then the question is, why not give it MIDI and give it more presets? With all the functionality and all the amazing sounds of this, why aren't there presets? Why isn't there a micro MIDI input little mini plug? And just I'm able to switch this from my looper switcher. I think it's an oversight. I think this functionality, also the fact that you cannot quickly get to the preset, shows you they are thinking studio. I said this in the Golden Reverberator. I'm going to say it again in the Astra video. With the aux, it's not rack mountable. It doesn't have MIDI. It's meant for studio/bedroom players. This is how Universal Audio thinks. They don't think about the guy on stage with the pedal board. They haven't made the aux to be a live thing. Now people do rack mount them. Mine is in the rack. But that is not the goal. And I think these pedals are amazing sound design studio tools. And obviously you put them on your board. Obviously you're going to use them live. But are there more convenient solutions for live? Yes. There are pedals with more presets. There are pedals with more visual feedback. There are pedals with MIDI. Are there pedals that give you those sounds that good? Tonal Recall from Chase Bliss is an amazing analog delay. It really is. There are some great delays out there. Walrus Audio makes some good ones. However, I gotta say that the sound quality of those four algorithms is unrivaled. if when Universal Audio does something, the sound is as good as it gets. Is the user interface as good as it gets? I don't think it is, because I don't see what I'm doing sometimes. I don't know that this is bass and treble right now. So why not have the app reflect what the current interface is, like we saw down there? So if you really want to follow, hook up the app with Bluetooth, and then you switch an algorithm, and bam, you see the interface, the current interface on the app. Maybe even with even the knobs moving, that would be kind of cool, just to give you some remembrance help. All that being said, oh, that's another thing. So right now, this is on. Okay, I don't even know how long do I have to hold that in until it flashes up there. Flashy, okay. Now, how do I get that off? Thank you, Leslie. I can't turn it off. If I'm on the preset, this is tempo. What if I hold it in again? Why is it red now? Ah, now it's off. Well, if you're on the preset, there isn't a quick way to get this off. If you want to get off quickly, Universal Audio doesn't help you, if you know what I mean. So the thing is, to really get quickly off when you're in the preset mode, you'd have to switch to this mode and then turn it off. I think. Let's try this again. We're on the preset. I want to get it off. You hold it in. Now it's off. I get that it's tap tempo and preset, but it's not an ideal solution. You know what would be an ideal solution, Universal Audio? Frickin' MIDI! Then you could send a continuous controller to turn it on and off. Look at that! I know you guys want to build it for studio use. I get that. Do I need a pedal in the studio? If I haven't, yes, I do. And I need that. It sounds amazing. I just wish they thought about some little usability coolnesses. It's still for $3.99. When I saw these come out, $3.99 was like, ah, come on. It's gotta be frickin' insane. The sounds are frickin' insane. And I'm not saying that because they're paying me. I'm saying that because you heard them. So, thanks for commissioning this video, Universal Audio. Thanks, Leslie, for switching, being bored, and falling asleep. There's one more video we have to shoot. Are you excited, Leslie?
No.
No, she's not. And I put links below. Please use them. That helps me. And we're going to put animals at the end.